Well, search operations continue in KwaZulu-Natal. Almost 400 people have died, with many still missing. eNCA's Lethiwe Mdluli brings us the latest from there. Lethiwe, thank you so much for your time this morning. Let's talk a little bit about where the conversation we left off yesterday. As things stood, Umlazi was completely inaccessible. We had a conversation with Gift of the Givers a little bit earlier on, saying that the search and rescue is actually turning into a search and recovery. What's the status like so far?
Well, Faith, when we moved away from Umlazi yesterday, we actually saw mop-up operation teams working on fixing the one major road that was damaged in that township. So we are hoping that soon enough those residents will be able to move around. But at the moment we are at Virginia Airport. We're joining the search and rescue teams that are currently gathering here, and they are going to be moving out to different or various areas that have been badly affected by the floods, and those areas also include eNCA. Currently there's about a family that lost 10 family members, and 6 of those family members still remain unfound. We also have heard from locals that there are other family members, even children, that are still missing. So far 398 people have died, but those numbers might grow, and we will be hearing from government officials later on today. They will be giving a briefing to update those numbers and also tell us what is currently happening. But I'm right now joined by a pastor from eNCA, who is going to share more information about what the situation is like right now at Maqhubeni. We do understand that there's still other family members that are still missing. Mfundisi, thank you so much for joining us. Take us through what you've been doing, because I understand you are a community leader. You've been helping families that were affected by the floods. What is currently the situation right now in Maqhubeni?
Well, thank you very much, Lethiwe. The situation is very dire in our place. I don't know where to start, but on Tuesday, from the day when things started to go all bad, we started going around helping people who are stuck in mud. The reason why I'm here, I just want to get the officials to help us with the kids that are stuck underneath, which is my priority, especially for the family to find closure. We could only pull out 8 bodies as civilians in my area, which is Ward 44, led by Councillor Peggy Pewa. So we were able to pull out 8 bodies, and we had currently had 6 bodies which were unfound. So the others were found. At the moment we have 4, which I believe it's like a 22-year-old lady from a place called Ukonkolo in Maqhubeni, whereby we found the woman, which the elderly woman, I think she had broken legs or arms, I'm not sure. And then we have another one whereby we pulled out a 14-year-old child, and unfortunately she has deceased and succumbed to the mudslide. And then there's still a 2-month-old baby which is still buried underneath, which is my greatest concern. On the other side of the hill, we have at least a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old from that family, which I think they are siblings. So yesterday the search and rescue came, unfortunately, because of the rain, because it's still raining in KZN, so we couldn't go on. So I'm here this morning, and I'm honored to be deployed with the officials to lead them to eNCA, Maqhubeni. So we will be leaving shortly, and I believe that families will find closure, and we will see which other communities that we will help, because I've managed to get people to come and help us. So we will meet with the other guys who are helping us and the community, which we didn't have the expertise and the qualifications to help and get people out, even the tools. So I believe that the search and rescue have all the tools and everything to retrieve the bodies, which we believe are buried under the rubble and houses and mud and all, etc.
Mfundisi, this is such a sad situation. Families are without their loved ones, and unfortunately they haven't been found. As a community, I understand you have gotten together and tried to help these families. There's also another family that lost 10 family members, and 6 remain unfound. What is the update with that family?
Well, at the moment, as I said, that actually doing my ward. I think I'm a bit spiteful of that. I'm actually doing Ward 44 at the moment, which is my ward. Maybe when we are done there, I'll then get more information about that, because even in that in that area, the situation is very dire. People who are building, unfortunately, people who are building houses along the river. So unfortunately, when the river went up, it washed them away. So that was the unfortunate matter. But we do not have to look at that at the moment. What we have to look at now, it is the situation at hand. Lives have been lost, and then we'll try and get those lives. But about the family of 10, which about 4 have been found, we will see as time goes on. At the moment, I don't want to lie, I don't have enough information about that. But I know it's not far from my area. It's just that it's different wards. I was working with the councillor on my ward. Because of the political protocols, I have to work there and then I'll move on. But as a pastor, I work anyway. I'm not liberated or restricted like a councillor. So as soon as we're done at Inanda, which I hope we will be done in about 3 hours time, and then we'll move on to other areas. If we are fortunate enough to see you guys, we will update at hand.
And the families that had their homes washed away, do they have enough resources? Has the government provided a shelter for them?
Well, at the moment, what we are doing is I'm in communication with the councillor, with our ward councillor, and I believe he is trying his utmost best, because there's a lot of people who lost houses, and there are people who didn't even lose their lives, but they lost the property. But I believe eMachobeni, there's a community hall which the councillor had deployed. So for those people, and different places which they have been given to for them to find shelter. At the moment, the situation is dire, so people are working as time goes on, because this is a situation which we are not prepared for. So I wouldn't say everyone has got shelter, but some of the people in my area that I know of, we have seek shelter from the neighbors, and the ones that have cottages, we have seek shelter there so that they are well preserved.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
So, Faith, that is Pastor Ntobeko Shabane from eMachobeni in Inanda. Inanda was one of those places that was badly hit by the floods. He's just sharing that they are currently looking for family members that are missing. He's also mentioned that a 2-month-old still remains missing under the rubble caused by the floods on Tuesday. We will be heading out with search and rescue teams. They're currently having a meeting. Unfortunately, we can't be a part of that meeting right now, where they're discussing their plan for today. I actually had a chance to speak to one of the Cape Town teams that came down to lend a hand, and they were sharing that yesterday they did find a lot of people that had been missing. But of course, we'll be finding more information as to the updates of those people from the government later on today, as they will be having a media briefing.
We're definitely going to be keeping a close eye on this story as it develops. Lethiwe Mdluli, they're giving us the latest from KZN, obviously, as this search and rescue, and in some instances, search and recovery continues.